Welcome back to the State Farm Analyst Desk. Our first big game of the day is finally here. It's Team Liquid taking on 100 Thieves, and this matchup might just crown our newest king of the mid lane. Now, I realize I say big matchup just following a perfect week for CLG, and I just wanted to recognize that in the presence of Kaizen, because he might have my head if I don't throw that out on air.
It was a big matchup for me.
It was, that's what I'm saying. It was a big matchup and a big perfect week
on
for
to the big matchup for the rest of us.
But there we go, Mark. Let's dig into it.
Abadaga versus Jensen. This is what I'm excited to see. Jensen has been basically the longest tenured mid laner now at the top of the table, with Perks coming over, in the conversation and PoE probably. But Jensen's been here for longer than all of them, and so as the new mid laner for Abadaga coming in, this is one of the people to check himself up against because Jensen has been so good over the course of his career in North America. And he was on Hotline League. We were talking with him. I asked how are scrims against Abadaga going. He says he was not impressed so far, despite how 100 Thieves has been doing great.
That's so classic Jensen.
It is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love that about Jensen. He's just like, nah, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate that about him.
Basically, this is the highest praise for him to say he's not impressed.
That's a good point, right?
It's like a 10 out of
he's
10.
just about to be, but not quite. So while they're going to be doing battle in the mid lane, and we've seen, what a figure Abadaga can be in terms of 100 Thieves' initial success here in summer, I think you also have to look at some of the more mainstays from both of the rosters at this point, particularly the bot lane. I'm looking at FBI and Tactical.
Yeah, so I love these two bot lanes. First of all, we're going to see FBI and Tactical up here just for the summer. They have a lot of shared champions, obviously. I love the Kalista coming out, something we've seen in other regions, particularly the LCK, that I think I'm glad that more NA teams are using, especially Tactical. We've seen the COG and the Senna coming out for FBI, and then for supports, obviously we have to call out Huhi's Ziggs from yesterday, which is going to be on the graphic coming up with as one of his unique champions. Another thing I want to point out about Huki's also willing to flex the Gragas bot, which is something I saw a lot in LPL, especially last split. Not as many NA teams doing, so I appreciate that from him. Obviously, we have seen him play some of the champions that are showing up for core as well in spring. So I'm really, really looking at these two bot lanes to go head-to-head in the 2v2 and really deliver.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things about the Ziggs picks was that Huhi picked it as a counter into the Lulu Cog matchup, and they mentioned that in the interview. Something that they wanted to try, because A, they think Ziggs is a strong champion right now, which he is, but B, it would give him a better laning phase. What I'm curious to see is what they pull up against Varus, because Tactical has played 3 Varus games in a row now, and he's been extremely good on the pick. So it's going to be interesting to see whether they want to be a really combative sort of lane versus lane focused scenario, or they're going to play for team fights.
I'm really interested because a lot of the FBI Huhi lanes are about lane dominance more so than play making. Like they play the Senna TK, you talk about Senna Ziggs. It's not really about like, I'm going to kill you. It's like, I'm going to poke you under turret and make you want to go home. It's not the same way, whereas Tactical and Core JJ are very much about killing you. It's Kalista Rel. It's I'm going to throw you at you, or throw my support at you and kill you. And I think those two styles are going to clash here. I expect it to basically be, if they don't find kills, FBI and Huhi are able to slam and get lane leads, but they might actually get killed a couple times.
Which style wins?
I don't know.
I want the TL one, baby. I want the bloodshed.
I want to see killing, and I think I think TL needs to go for that because as we said, with the changes with the rest of the team and Jenkins doing well, but he's not the guy who's like smashing top 1v1 every game. You do want to see 2v2s bot lane to get huge advantages. You want to see Centaur supporting that, and TL is they're on a streak right now, but at the end of the day, it was versus GG, FlyQuest, and Immortals. This is their opportunity, to sort of benchmark themselves against one of the best teams in the league right now.
Now, we also need to check back in with the top lane, particularly on the side of Team Liquid. We got Jenkins in there. We've talked about him more recently as actually being a bit of a surprise statistically in that when it comes to his relation to other top laners, still at the top of the table in terms of ranking and metrics. However, maybe not necessarily grasping the same kind of leads that Alfari was.
Right, I mean, we're talking about maybe the most dominant stats of all time in spring.
Right.
But at the same time, if you're like, okay, well, to come down from that, you're still coming down to someone who is, with his limited champion pool, performing of the best top laners, you could say. I think a lot of the stuff he's doing is a lot of weak side. They're not playing around with a ton of the GP, obviously. But he's doing really well about it. He's getting lane leads, he's getting gold leads, he's contributing in team fights. Like, this is exactly what you want to see out of a rookie.
And while Jenkins is doing work in the top lane, you're always going to also look for big playmakers in the moment. We had one of those yesterday in Closer, delivering the Grubhub dub for his team with a Baron steal of all things to bring him back into it. Let's take a look.
Yeah, so this is a play where, it's basically, 100 Thieves taking advantage of FlyQuest's positioning around here. This is a situation where FlyQuest seemed kind of desperate, and they were looking to get a Baron to get back into the game. But this was an opportunity for 100 Thieves to capitalize on the fact that they saw a bad call, and they've been punishing bad calls by other teams all split. Closer in particular has looked revitalized as an individual player. He was someone who last split we talked about being the guy who would get you early dragons, but wouldn't necessarily get you at lane advantages. So really love to see this look from Closer overall.
Now, you can use the code GHFEEDS for free delivery and Hextech Chest and Key, or go ahead and scan that QR code that you see on the screen right now to apply for the very same deal. It's easy peasy. You can grab some delivery from your favorite local Thai place, support a Black-owned restaurant, grab yourself a snack, and we'll see you here on the other side for a Clash of Titans when Team Liquid takes on 100 Thieves. We'll catch you here.
Stop, won't stop till we on top. Quit, I think not. Coming hot for the #1 spot, yeah. No key, got the game on lock, ayy. Big threes when I take my shot, ayy. On the rise and we ain't gon' drop on the grind. It's our time, just watch. If you want it, you can get it. Life gets hard, but don't you let it get you down. Go get the crown because our time is now. Ayy, we gotta get it. Gotta get up, gotta go, we gotta get it. Ayy, they won't forget us. Made it happen and we all became legends. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it. We can't be contained when we leave the game. My name will remain. We don't need the fame. You can keep this chain. We broke free so things won't be the same. Nah, on the mission, gotta get it, let's work. We were raised on the net, I'm raising my net worth. But it ain't about the money, nah, it ain't about the cause. All that matters is the world knows who we are. Stars. If you want it, you can get it. Life gets hard, but don't you let it get you down. Go get the crown because our time is now. Hey, we gotta get it. Gotta get up, gotta go, we gotta get it. Hey, they won't forget us. Made it happen and we all became legends. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it. Know that our time is now. Yes, life can get hard, but don't ever let it keep you down. See, we are all kings and queens and we all deserve crowns. So don't play. Get up, go out and get it. Now. Hey, we gotta get it. Gotta get up, gotta go, we gotta get it. Hey, they won't forget us. Made it happen and we all became legends. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it, gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it. We gotta get it. Gotta get it, gotta get it. We gotta get it. Gotta get it, gotta get it, get it.
Welcome back to the LCS, everybody. Quick announcement, there is strife in the Doug duo. Azale gave me a double thumbs down right before the commercial break ended, and I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, I kind of am always doing that. I just feel like I'm not doing it like as overtly.
Oh,
okay. I'm kind of trying to do it with like my tone and what
Oh,
I'm
that
saying
makes
to you.
sense.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, we're
Like
back
when you
on
call
top.
and I'm like, I hang up instantly.
Now, I thought there was connecting issues. That makes so much
No, it's
sense
perfect.
now. I get it. He doesn't like me. Welcome back. We've got an absolute banger headed up next. 100 Thieves and Team Liquid going to be doing battle. Right now, they're all tied for second in the standings. Cloud9 is right there. TSM is one game ahead. They're all playing next. It's going to be fun. And I just want to see what comes out of this game. 100 Thieves looking really, really sharp. 5-2 so far in the summer split. TL one game behind that.
Yep, and 100 Thieves, did have kind of the one blip on the radar. They did get smacked down one game this week, but looking to continue their winning ways here against TL, who has had a bit more of a kind of a mixed bag, I think it's fair to say. Obviously, the roster swap coming through for very different reasons, it felt like, than the Abadaga change. So it is two teams that are trying to compete at the top, and we're kind of in for a treat. I mean, it's our top 4 teams right now. It's also the top 4 teams that people are expecting to be competing for those 3 world spots at the end. People are expecting them to be competing for the championship at the end, and we get to see TL versus 100 Thieves, followed up by TSM versus C9.
Yeah.
So this is pretty much the best possible matchups you can get. And I'm so excited to see the form that these teams are going to bring out against each other, because I feel like you always have that extra desire to really kind of show a special game when you're playing against the top level teams. You want to flex your stuff a little bit.
Yes, it's the end of the week anyway, so it's like, hey, it's not like, we're all going to practice for another week and then come back with new stuff next time anyway, so there's anything left in the bag, you bring it out now. And yeah.
It's a lot of horses.
Look at those horses, man. And what's ironic is it is a 4-horse race right now for first place. TL, 100 Thieves, TSM, C9, like those are the top dogs. Hey, maybe CLG makes it 5 if they keep that performance going, sure. But yeah, this is your primary competition. And you wanna clap them upside the head. Yeah.
And I mean, notably, it's like there's 4 horses there, but there haven't been any new ones going up in a while, right?
That's true.
And this is a team.
There's no 100 Thieves banner.
This is a team that is one of these teams that is really. There you go. They just call you out there. Like,
it's just not the championship banner. You know what I mean?
Blasted freak, destroyed, absolutely wrecked,
consistently wrong,
savage, brutal. Anyway,
we got there in the end.
Yeah. So it is something that this is a team that's built for championships, right? They have been very clear about that. Team Liquid has invested an enormous amount of money into League of Legends. They are clearly coming here with the intent to win every single time. They are trying to do well internationally. That has been the goal. They made MSI finals. They brought in Santorin. They brought in Alfari. They keep upgrading the roster. They brought in new coaches. Jack came in, and they haven't won, right? And they very clearly want to win. They've been very close to winning. They almost did in spring.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're here for. And 100 Thieves, obviously, on the hunt for their first championship, right?
In my mind, they're closer. Based on the fact that it's on the screen, it's even on his jersey. I just couldn't help it. Yes, I know, but I really couldn't help it. We are like 30 seconds away from champs. Like, by the way, about 30 seconds ago, I was told 1 minute, so we are very closely.
Quick maths.
Yeah. Half plus half is 1.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's often how it goes.
Is that the remix?
Yes. Yeah. 2 plus 2 is 4. Half plus half is 1. Quick math. It's like, all right.
I like it.
We got there. Yeah. In either way, I want to know what other styles we get, because we've seen Jenkins as a GP1 trick, but we've also seen him pop up on a Akali and kind of single-handedly close the game out. The Camille game was nice. So he's been great to watch. And sure, you can give more context and say, look, he is not what Alfari was. Alfari was a record-setting dominant top laner, right?
Yep.
He was absolutely slaughtering everybody, and you'd have to be biased to not call him the best top in the LCS. He was the best top in the LEC as well. Like, he's the best English-speaking top laner probably in the world. And he's on break right now, right? And I think his break ends like at the end of this week or next week.
27th or something.
Yeah, so we'll see if TL reevaluates in a week's time. But I will say though, Jenkins has been very good. If this was a starting roster coming in like last year, you'd be like, and then you watch him play, like, okay, good player, like ready to go.
Absolutely, and it's so tough though, right? It's like you're a voice actor and you're doing a great job, but you just replaced Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Right? So, well, guess what? The comparisons just aren't going to be in your favor, and it is tough for him. I feel bad because I do think that it's so hard to not look and say, yeah, but what would have Alfari done this game, right? And it's like, well, he was literally historically good last split as far as his laning phase, one of the most, if not the most dominant laning performances. from any position ever in the LCS.
Yeah.
So was pretty crazy. Big shoes to fill, but he has been doing a good job, I agree. But to talk more about the 100 Thieves side, they're on the hunt for their first ever championship. They did, of course, make one finals, but trying to really kind of compete here with the big dogs and making some roster swaps coming into summer. Bringing in Abadaga has done wonders for the team. They look so good overall. Does feel like they are a true threat on every part of the map.
Karma remains banned against 100 Thieves. He is not allowed to play that champion.
Gwen unbanned. So will Gwen get picked up here by TL? Because it was kind of this interesting thing. You were saying, oh, if you think Lee Sin is the best champion in the game, you can maybe ban it away on blue side, but they actually just leave it up straight up. So very powerful champion, potential to get grabbed here. Akali also prioritized so highly. I think it's a great pick for TL because Jensen is really great on it, and we saw Jenkins have that incredible pop-off game. So grab it early. The potential of the flex there, very powerful. It's just a strong champion in the game. The early lane is not good, but post 6, you have the threat of the all-in, and in team fights, she is such a monster here. With that being grabbed for TL, I don't think they will take Gwen because I don't think you want to go towards double AP solo lanes. So I'm expecting, well, for sure they're not going to now with Rumble getting grabbed. I don't think you're going to go triple AP top side. So we could see it on the 100 Thieves side. It is possible. If you wanted to have Lee Sin in the jungle, potentially, you could have Gwen up there for someday. It can be play mid, but really in pro, it just kind of hasn't appeared on the scene in mid, hardly at all.
Yeah. Seen a couple of top lane, but no one's bringing out the mid rumbles. Diana has been on her way up for a while. This is maybe the 4th or 5th pick, I think, this week. Maybe close to the 3rd, but certainly no longer a complete stranger to pro play. And, we're not seeing the Yasuo synergy. We're not doing any of that, but very, very fast clear, solid, like, mid-game team fighting. ER doesn't need setup. You just press the both buttons, and you're getting something going on. So you have some solid AP damage for the fact that Set and Lee Sin are your solo lanes. And, can run out the rest of the comp. And Diana can be threatening enough that you can kill a backliner if he doesn't buy an EMR.
Set is always a nice pick, I think, for 100 Thieves because he is so good on it as a support, so it is a legitimate flex for them. You are assuming that it's likely going to be mid lane, that you probably have your top half of the map drafted here on both sides. For sure you do for TL, but it's a lot of meta picks. Gwen, noticeably absent, but will remain so, as has already been kind of passed up there. Varus still on the table. Senna TK still on the table. Senna's already banned out, so Varus notably absent from the bans. And TL, I feel like, are trying to set up to pick it here by banning out the Kai'Sa, banning out the Kalista. I wonder if 100 Thieves is actually going to ban the Varus here now, or if they're just okay to give that over and then have an additional option. I think Varus just makes so much sense as a ban. It feels like they're really setting it up to get an advantage in that bot lane if it came through. Ezreal is still up there. You can go towards some of the less common picks. Things like the Jinx, things like the Kog'Maw are available.
Yeah, but no Lulu, no Thresh are so commonly the support pairing alongside them. I feel like Aphelios and
feels like Tristaz probably.
Right, it's Tristaz is like, that's just kind of what's probably going to happen. I love, by the way, that 100 Thieves played farming Ziggs bot lane. I think he is outstandingly strong in that role. Sure, who he played it, but it was with FBI playing support on Senna. I thought it was outstanding in a very, very strong lane and a very strong champion. So I think, like, you can just play Ziggs again with, not Karma, but, like, some other ranged champion with perma pressure and just play to the dominant lane. Maybe have FBI play that, or maybe just FBI just starts playing Nami. Screw it. Like, he's just the better Ziggs player. I think those comps can be great. They go Vayne instead? Oh, this is going to be fun.
I was not going to talk about the Vayne because I didn't want to get baited. Yeah, so it is support set. This is a really strong scrapping lane, and Vayne used to be kind of looked at as one of the old school answers to the Ezreal. You win in the 1v1 generally pretty heavily. You can look to try to contest in the 2v2. Of course, you have to avoid that poke. If they go towards the Braum here, that does shut down a lot of kind of the aggressive options, you have to say, from the set. You don't want to scrap as much into the Braum. It can be very difficult. And Braum in general, I think, is a pretty good answer into a lot of the divers here. There's 4 melee on the 100 Thieves side. Will it be Renekton top? Very likely does seem to be the case, but we'll have to see where everything does get swapped around. I mean, for sure it's going to be set support. I would be shocked by anything else, so it's just a question of, is Renekton mid or top? I think it will be mid. And this is going to be really interesting stuff. I mean, there are a lot of melee-style champions. I do think the Braum kind of makes Vayne's life a lot more difficult, but also if you mis-execute it all, there's a lot of damage here. There's a lot of burst. I think you want to go a pseudo-tanky build, especially when you're looking at Rumble plus Akali. The ability to get burst down there with a Mystic Shot or even the Ezreal ultimate coming out over top can be pretty frightening. But that being said, there's a lot of CC on the 100 Thieves side. There's a lot of things that you have to fight through. And if all the melee are scrapping with each other and Vayne is free firing, Vayne can run over a game in those types of situations. And utilizing the tumble with the ultimate up, utilizing that invisibility really well is going to be critical here for FBI. And you can't play with too much fear, but with all the CC he has, if the Diana ult is landing, if you have a kick on multiple members, the clap and the CC coming through from set, you've got the Renekton stuns. There's a lot of champions that are going to be difficult to dive through on the 100 Thieves side, and kind of the output that Vayne can have in the best situations is incredible. So I actually kind of like the pick here.
It's going to be fun to watch. Absolutely a huge fan of Vayne, a huge fan of FBI, and 100 Thieves have been looking good. 5-2? 6-2 over the last couple of weeks. Looking to have a nice 7-2 run for their first round robin.
More quick maths.
Yeah, just counting sometimes it takes a while. It's, just for whatever reason.
6 + 1 = 7.
Yeah.
Half plus half equals 1.
Whoa, we're going to keep going. And we've got a fun matchup here because we've got Viego facing Lee Sin in the mid lane. Our pro view is Jensen versus Abadaga. There's one free pro view match every single week, as some days taking the next. After all, Jenkins still on the Akali.
So there was that last second swap there. Abadaga going to be playing that Lee Sin. Should be pretty interesting stuff. And it is going to be Ignite TP on the Akali. So this is the aggressive option. It does give you the ability, especially if you're calling up your junglers, to be able to look for those kills, whether it is 2v2 or 1v1. Both junglers are more on the farming side, but when you are pairing the Diana with a champion that has a really good setup, such as the Renekton, that can be a lane you could look to attack. So Jenkins is going to have to be really careful about how he uses this Shroud. I mean, if the Shroud is on cooldown, that's a pretty easy pickup of a kill there, potentially, for someday end closer, especially because no flash.
Yeah, it's not quite the Elise where you lend the stun as well, and it's not quite the Nidalee where you throw in 300 damage. You're going to be additive, and you're going to help the Renekton or the Lee Sin kind of close stuff out. On the Rumble side, he actually is, like, if you look at sort of global win rate data, he is sort of an early game champion in that, he's going to cause a lot of wins fairly early on because he's going to clear fast. His early brawling is very good. He spikes really hard at level 6, and so you can get a lot of 15-minute unsurmountable advantages. It can fall off from there because, his W is functionally not a rank up. His ult ratios are pretty bad, but it won't be like a level 6 win the game because I, double killed your bot lane, but it's
yikes.
A huge damage down here, and he can have a pretty strong early impact if they get into fights. This bot lane, who he is regenning up somewhat thanks to Grit, as now they flash in. A great preemptive flash for Tactical, gets away from the face breaker, and that stun might mean the kill to Huhi. He's one auto away, but so is Tactical as Vayne finds the kill. FBI flashes to safety, and Core JJ, no! He queued too short! Gets the door anyway, gets knocked down. We're already bloody down here.
Oh my god! The confidence these guys have, scrapping it out. Bike to the death there at level 1. The start was so good for TL, though, how they actually preempted 100 Thieves getting to the minions, so the Ezreal Mystic shots were going to be easy to find. But now they're going in. They're going to find Jensen here.
One hit flash just to guarantee it. Jensen, of course, flash was already down, so the flash follow. 2 flashes for 1, but it's a 3-1 kill score already. Closer just does 3 camps and walks mid.
You love it. And now watch this. So this is what I really like, is that they're standing past the minions. You can't even get to them. It's way back here. So they proc the Braum stun onto Huhi. Such a good trade, and I think that's what gives them the confidence. But FBI is not backing off. He's playing inside the minions, so Tactical actually can't use it. Then the flash forward there from Huhi. Lightning fast reactions by Tactical, by the way, to be able to reactively flash out of that. But the Ignite is down there from Huhi early, and they're able to go forward to actually get that kill. Core JJ, I think, predicting movement backwards from FBI, or
no,
perhaps...
he pressed Q in front of him, between him and Vayne, and then flashed over it, and it kept the targeting reticle, so he's queuing backwards. Leona E works the same way. A lot of spells work this way. If he had just pressed Q at the turret and flashed forward, it would have worked.
Absolutely makes sense, but either way, he is able to pick up 1 kill. It does go down in the end, and it's kind of funny. This is one of these weird situations where the game just changes a lot now, right? the wave was kind of in an awkward spot. So look how much farm Hu he has. He actually has 14 CS. This is not a fasting Vayne, guys. This is just the way that the game ended. Because he had to actually, you know, push out the wave and try to reset that wave so that it wasn't just doomed, because it was pushing away from them. So he fully resets the wave, which is actually really smart in that situation. As a result, he's going to have a lot more gold than you would normally expect, because he got the kill, he got an assist, and he actually has a lot of farm.
1,500 gold. All right, he is exactly tied. He's 1 gold behind FBI. That's sadly going to change pretty soon.
On the farm now. He just walks up and takes the cannon.
I mean, I will say, I'm glad 100 Thieves are taking notes from, like, silver level solo queue. So I've seen a lot of fasting Vaynes. You know, when my friends play League of Legends, clearly, you know, not
I've
me.
seen when you play
Now,
League of Legends.
Hey, how dare you? I'm not silver, okay? Nice! Abadaga! Woo! Solo kill over Jenkins.
How do you get up to the top lane? What are you doing up there? You're a mid laner. Does get the kill. And he's got to get out of there now. Santorin up here.
He's on the run. Rumble in the jungle, looking to rumble in the top lane. E-Flash, yeah, the auto's guarantee at Abadaga. Flashing would never have helped him, didn't have a ward to jump to either. Good kill secure there by Santorin.
Yeah, that's what I was immediately checking. If you have a ward, you can maybe ward hop and flash to create enough space to actually get away, but since he didn't, just hold on to the summoner. You do get the flash out of Santorin, but a good counter kill there from him. Really spicy game so far here. A lot of action back and forth. So Someday is now playing mid here against Jensen. And Huhi with the Hex Flash just looking to threaten. The wave is actually, you know, slowly going to push towards them for now. So Tactical's kind of in this awkward spot. You know, he didn't get a good buy. He was the one who was kind of the big loser in this exchange because, yeah, they got a kill back, but it was on Core JJ. And as a result, Tactical's only buy was the refillable. So he's kind of in this awkward spot, and we'll see. Someday playing to kind of his weak side is a little bit strange.
Can't quite find the stun. I guess he's covering that Jensen can push all the way in now, so okay. Santorin can walk back and go clear Raptors. Wolves are up there as well. Top lane again, and level 6 on Lee Sin. This could be some really good damage. Landing punches, he's going to land. Ooh, Jenkins down to 300 health. I think kick plus follow Q would not have killed, so not a misexecution, but it is going to force Jenkins out of the lane.
That would have been really close. I don't know. He's got, what, 350 health? A little bit over 300? Might have killed, but really, really close. Either way, there's no TP on Jenkins, so you know you're going to get a lot here, right? It's that secondary push out of lane. They're going in, though.
Stun's going to land. The shield's in the way, though. FBI exhausted. FBI nearly goes down, but the punch does so much. You forgot that he's the real carry. As he goes down, bot lane is already 3-1. Santorin here to control as Core wants to freeze it, and he can't break it.
Now, what are they doing? Focusing the support Vayne. Just absolutely
trolling.
Really well played there by the 100 Thieves side. It did look like it was going to go bad, as I mean, you're trying to fight onto the Ezreal through the Braum. The Braum throws up the wall. He has the exhaust. All of a sudden, Vayne is looking like she's in a really bad spot, and she was, except for the fact that Hui is smacking him down. He's got 22 CS to his name. Yep. He's got 2 kills. And he is a really strong supporter. He's got more gold than his jungler, yeah. And a lot more gold than the Ezreal.
Oh, no, yeah. We got 2 fastigated carries here. We're in the support meta now. Let's go. Abadaga still happy up top side, though. 9 CS lead. The solo kill, obviously a nice one as well. From what I could tell, it was Emax Lee Sins. We is going for more wave clear. Yeah, there are occasional Lee Sins who go Q. It is pretty uncommon. I've just seen it once in a while. Exhaust, ignite, big damage. The ult in! Oh! Jenkins gets revenge!
The outplay there. As Abadaga, when Jenkins went back into the Shroud, we got to get a replay, because when Jenkins went back into the Shroud, he didn't have the E cooldown, so he couldn't reveal. He actually started his R, I believe. It looked like he started the ultimate, and it gets actually canceled out because he had no reveal there for Jenkins. So Jenkins going for the aggressive play. That is the E on cooldown. So Jenkins says, all right, you have no E. I'm going back in. Look, that is the ultimate used there by Abadaga. The timing from Jenkins. Are you kidding me? Whew. The monster outplay there. Perfect timing on the Shroud. Cancels the cast of the Lee Sin ultimate. Gets the kill. And those are those moments where you have got to have that killer instinct, because most people are not going to take that back in, or not going to realize that there's this window of opportunity where your Shroud cannot be punished because the E is on cooldown from Lee Sin. It's this tiny window. He found it, and he gets a solo kill here. That is incredible.
That's going to look really nice in the resume. Jenkins has been great for Team Liquid all split long. And now we get to see what the next big play is going to be. Closer, all right, he's going for Rift Herald, maybe in front of a ward. Might not get to, I'm not sure. Abadaga is coming around. Closer pulls it somewhat out of the pit. They are going to fight it together. Don't mind that Sonic Wave, it doesn't matter. Jensen and Santorin looking for a little bit more as they're just going to push in the wave. Looks like Jensen wants to recall. Enlist Santorin to shove him out a little faster.
Contest top. I think they know this is happening. They're pushing mid to try to get Prio.
Okay.
Jenkins coming down too.
Smite's going to come down in time. The Equalizer does exactly 0 damage. And this is why you let top laners play Rumble.
Hate to see it.
That's okay. We'll see it again in 2 minutes, and I'm sure it's going to do at least 12.
He's scaling.
He is scaling.
I think he might have hit the Scuttle Crab though.
Cool. He's great. He's leashing Scuttle for closer. Even better.
Hit something. We count it.
Okay, you're right. He's contributing to global warming, maybe. I don't know.
Take the wins where you can get them, Freak.
Yeah, but that's not a win. You don't want to leash for your opposing jungler. You kidding?
Take the losses where you can get them.
Yeah. You know, TL's done very little of that for what that's worth, though.
Yeah.
Winning more than not, so can't hate it too much. Ooh, wow, actually, it ends up missing who he could have actually recalled, but thought he was going to get hit by the door. So, all right, backs on up as Ult gonna only tag on one of the teams, but a nice Mystic shot. Knew he wasn't going to get punished. Gets FBI pretty well. And Santorin, if he wanted to, with a bot pressure, with decent mid pressure, could honestly look for something, but who he wants in, goes for the stun, dunks him almost into the turret, gets the punch as well, and the ignite, but now stunned up. FBI gets away from the ulti. Has to burn the flash, though, just to stay alive.
Good job, though, by TL actually punishing this lane that is ahead of them, or has been for a long time. Scrapping on the top side, though, the ulti's up.
Okay, Abadaga at half health. Jenkins gets the auto, gets a lot of damage in, has to ward hop away. Ignite, will that kill him? How many ticks are left? No, he's going to live. That was the last tick right there, 100 health left, but Jenkins with R2 now fighting the bottom side. Diana sets it up, and Santorin is shut down, overheated, can never ult back.
Yeah, TL was pushing forward aggressively there. Looked like they wanted to try to maybe even potentially set up a dive, but this time Closer is there. The punish comes through. Abadaga has to be careful, just narrowly avoided getting solo killed again. Did get the kick away before Jenkins could hit the R2 to actually finish him off, and we'll clear out this wave, so we'll watch this one more time. It's the reinvade, but now, yeah, the early overheat there. He actually has the ulti available. He overheated instantly, so Santorin mismanaging his heat. Can't actually drop the equalizer. Now on the top side, Someday looking to pressure, won't be able to get a kill. And also, CoreJJ had used his ulti in the previous scrap. Right. So, you know, when you can't use the equalizer and the Braum ult is on cooldown, there's nothing to be done there from TL. So an overextension, a mismanagement from Santorin. Not the best start with his ultis here.
This is a turret going down as Someday and Closer reap the rewards of Abadaga's hard work. He had soloed 2 turret plates, and now a lot more money goes over. I believe Someday got all the solo turret gold, as Closer's only in range for the plate. That range is longer.
Big leads in mid jungle.
Big leads.
You know, you're actually looking at that comparison there. You know, 800 as well in both of those roles. So pretty significant stuff. Bot lane is also 800 for the ADs, and even more than that for the supports. 100 Thieves opening up a pretty significant lead here. This is just 12 minutes in, and we are looking at a 3,500 gold lead.
It's looking really nice. 100 Thieves now looking to get the next major objective as they had pushed in top. Both solos walked down. They have very obvious dragon control, but they're not willing to go for it just yet.
Yeah, we'll see if they want to make that play. For now, their advantages are just building, so it doesn't feel like they are feeling pressed to actually make a play happen. Will Abadaga even be able to win this 1v1? Jenkins doesn't have Ignite, which is critical against Lee Sin, who has a lot of spell vamp.
Hard to guarantee a kill when you're behind the Akali, because you can R, then E, and then R2, and you get out. So there's the Shuriken backwards. Not going to find themselves a fight. Now damage on a tactical. Arcane shifts out. Decent damage on a Huhi. No follow-through really available. Good sidestep for the Mystic shot.
Yeah.
But now with bot pressure again, you have to consider 100 Thieves should be the ones getting these objectives. They're not in an absurd rush, but it's good to get them early. And Closer now starts the first dragon.
And honestly, this matchup is really tough now for Tactical. You know, when you play Ezreal into Vayne, you kind of have to dictate the early pace. You have to get ahead because, you know, if Vayne gets to her vamp at an early timing, your poke stops to matter as much, right? FBI, obviously, they won in the 2v2 early, and now he has Zerker Greaves plus the Vamp Scepter, and that's really all you need as long as the Ezreal isn't massively ahead to be able to kind of shrug off the Mystic shots that you cannot dodge. So FBI feeling really comfortable down there. They're winning across the map, and things looking really, really good here for 100 Thieves. Plus, the fact that Huhi is this far ahead of the curve, It'll be interesting to see where he goes, and maybe just going to go straight up for like Chem Tank, because he does have the Balmy Cinder and is going to be completing that Mythic item a lot more quickly than you usually would.
Oh, there we go. Aggressive wards now for Team Liquid side. They are really pushing in and trying to make sure the bottom side of the map can be theirs, and they can maybe look for a mid dive or a collapse on bot, something like this. Right now it's not happening. Mid lane is pushed in. Turret plates fall. 100 Thieves claimed all of them in the top lane. Not too much gain from either side since then. And we just look at a nice sort of calming mid game now, where Dragon's not alive for 4 minutes. Rift Herald's gone for a little while as well. Just push the waves back and forth, wait for the next big play. So far, everyone's safe enough to not be easily dove. Jenkins clearly on his side of the map. It's so hard to get an expedition over there that he's probably not the next target either.
Yep, looking like Shieldbow here from FBI potentially. I do like the option. Yes, of course, you can go Kraken Slayer and really kind of index on super high damage, but it's not such a tanky team that I think you need it. I think it's actually more important to have the survivability to allow yourself to play aggressive and not just get one shot.
Yep, Closer tries in. They're going to get Core JJ taken down. He's looking for the blue buff, and that's not going to happen. He closes over the top, buys a bit of time. Gets the health bars a bit lower, certainly better than the last one, but it's still a kick back, and 100 Thieves owning the territory.
Yep, 100 Thieves just pressing that advantage. They know they're ahead, and Jensen now on the run.
Stunned up, takes some decent damage on a half HP. Without a lot of ultis available, he's really not afraid someday, and gets to walk in. Closer clears out mid. Turret's not to be attacked just yet, but the scoreboard keeps inching up farther and farther. Closer, very rich.
I mean, when you're already behind and you lose control of your jungle, it's kind of that doomsday scenario, because you're just going to get more and more and more behind. So TL, if 100 Thieves are playing like this, you've got to pick your moment where you're willing to take a stand and try to fight for something, because otherwise you're just going to passively lose out. I mean, 100 Thieves are farming all of their jungle camps, some of their opponents' jungle camps. They're getting the objectives, and they're just getting themselves into this really, really comfortable spot. I don't feel like TL have any sort of massive scaling advantage that they can really rely on, so it's going to have to be somewhat about playmaking, which becomes tough because they don't really have a lot of hard engage, right? It's like a Braum ulti or, a Viego's done. Like, these are not inspiring abilities as far as the hard engage, so you're looking more for, like, 1v1 outplays. Can Jensen get a side lane advantage with his Blade the Rune King, this kind of duelist style build? Can Jenkins get a solo kill? You're looking for those types of things to try to buy you time and claw your way back into the game.
All right, now, bot is maybe the target of this one, as Core JJ, Tactical, and Santorin over here. You can see Closer in Fog of War, waiting nearby. The mid laner, Someday, outside control ward range, in Fog of War, waiting nearby. If there's a dive, he's gonna be there. You can flash the wall, dive in, and make it happen. Tactical takes some decent damage. FBI definitely win those trades. I mean, if you're in front of a minion wave, missing shot literally can't hit you. The flash stun comes. They want Core. They're gonna find a double slow. Tactical, despite his flash, still gets hit up. Equalizer only gonna find the tank, and here comes the dive. Closer is in and does what his name suggests. He's gonna take it down. He won't settle for anything. Gets the triple kill, and it's now Jensen left alone. Jumps in for a bunch, so keep in mind he has taken Set's body over, and he's gonna go for a third himself, doing so much work as Jenkins joins in as well. What a beautiful turnaround by Team Liquid.
Jensen, the hero here, as it's the 5v4 for TL in the bottom lane. Abadaga does not have his teleport. He cannot join. Could have been a very different story if not for that, but Jensen coming up huge, gets the triple, and the added man. As we can watch this one more time, they're trying to dive past onto Tactical, which is very risky. I feel like maybe you could have just played this out a little bit more slowly, but FBI flashing into the back line, he gets stunned up by that Braum passive. Santorin is on top of him with the overheat, so he just gets deleted. But then Closer on one side is dominating the competition. On the other, it's all about Jensen. And now, again, going for a play.
Ward hop, flash kick, Tactical attacked. He's going to jump the wall, gets a Braum for safety, and will stop taking damage. Lethan follows, but that is a bit too much. Abadaga just gives it over. And Jenkins could want a bit more, but without the ulti available, Ignite won't kill. So can't chase for anything above that. 100 Thieves only with only a 2-kill lead now since one is handed back. TL have nearly clawed their way back into this game.
The blind monk definitely looking like he had the shades on there, as taking that one back in was really dangerous. They want to go for the re-engage.
Tactical is a pretty easy target. Jumps in the second time. Ult afterwards. I love the mechanics. Closer played that one so beautifully. Azonius at the right time, and FBI crits him down. Oh, that fight was absolutely beautiful by 100 Thieves.
Closer, you are out of your mind. This man is cracked knocked on Diana free.
Woo!
7-1-2. The perfect timing on the stasis to immune the R2 from the Akali. He is finding engage after engage. He is absolutely popping off here against Team Liquid.
That was so beautiful, and I can't say it another way. That was outstanding. I want it in like 1/4 speed once the fight really begins.
Yeah, we can see this one more time. They start out onto Huhi. Closer coming in, though. Creates space here as he hits the Q onto Tactical right in. Notice how he actually holds the ulti. He feels that they have the kill. Then he's back in as Tactical steps forward, baiting him in. Gets the ulti on multiple members, then getting focused here by Jenkins. The perfect timing on the stopwatch, the emote mechanics. You love to see it if you're a 100 Thieves fan, because Closer is just roasting him. I mean, this is early in the game. We're at 19 minutes. He's a jungle Diana. He's got 2 full items, and he already has a large rod on top, 10 stacks on the Dark Seal. He is so fed.
Yeah. Who's got more kills? A like several $1 million salaried team or one Turkish boy? Right now, technically, it's Team Liquid. Technically, yes. But let's be clear.
You didn't do the quick maths on that one.
7, 8. Who can say? they're close together. One's bigger than the other. I don't know.
All right, it's time for bed, Grandpa.
I was counting in binary. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All right. Guilty.
Yeah, that's definitely how that one works.
Okay, we got 2 items here on FBI. He did go for the shield bow. I like the build. Shield bow into PD. Really strong in these kind of scrappy scenarios. Again, I don't think you need to min-max on absolute highest DPS. You just need to make sure you're not getting 100 to 0'd. And it's going to be a tough climb back for TL if they can make one at all. Closing in on a 6,000 gold lead is 100 Thieves. They've got the 2 dragons. And the question on my mind is, can TL find some sort of an outplay, some sort of a solo kill in a side lane to buy time? It feels like that is the window in for them. Jensen has a fantastic build for dueling. If he can get an isolated 1v1 against Someday or maybe Abadaga, I think he can still win out in those scenarios. So it feels like he's got to get a lot of heavy lifting done for his squad. But if that doesn't happen prior to this next dragon, I'm not sure that TL are even going to be in a spot where they can challenge for this soul point. They're probably going to have to wait till it is literally Ocean Soul on the line, which is usually just a game closer.
Yeah, I mean, as it's been going, 100 Thieves have been making the better plays anyway. But yeah, I mean, how do you do it, right? At this point, you don't want to fight 5K down. That's almost a suicide push. But you don't want to fight when it's 7K down because you're going to push more turrets. But yeah, you have to at some point delay the ocean play, and maybe you hope there's a misplay somewhere down the line. It's a tough spot to be in. I mean, ultimately, that's what it comes down to is everyone's going to have their own subjective opinion of, like, when's the moment? And sometimes you wait for it and it never shows. Sometimes you force it and it was too early, and it's a tough one. So and TL, yeah, they'll try.
To me, these scenarios become... There's no good fight anymore, right? So you have to basically evaluate, okay, what are our chances to play this game and win it from standard? And I put that generously at 5%, right? Yeah. And then you say, okay, if there is something that is better than 5%, you just take it. You're not looking for the 50% play anymore because this game is far from an even. You are looking for the 10%, the 20% chance where you can maybe find an outplay, where you can maybe find that miracle pick into a team fight win and scrape your way back in, because that is better than the odds you currently have. So TL have got to look for their moment, got to be decisive, and we'll see if they can pull a rabbit out of the hat.
Can hope. Can the magic happen again? Will they get the big comeback? Right now, we're waiting as the timer ticks down. 80 seconds on the Ocean Drake. That'll be 100 Thieves looking for it. Jensen walking in, clearing the wave. TL get first dibs on mid, but doesn't really mean anything. They can go for wards. For now, the bottom river looks a little bit blue, so, you know, turn that red a little bit. They get a control ward down to the bottom side of mid, for example. Make that one happen. Baron doesn't seem to be an enticing target. Both teams have, you know, kind of dueling control wards to see it, so neither team's going to feel in danger there.
Yeah, but it's now over 7,000 gold, right?
Yeah.
They have lost all but one outer tower, and Closer's on the wraparound here. He wants Tactical.
Tactical and Core are going to be easy targets. The double stun comes in. They've certainly found Braum. Tactical flashes, and it's going to be Core. Whatever they have to do as well. FBI getting a bit low, has to flash away. Core so low, though, and it's Diana getting the setup. Why even walk back in? It's going to be 2 already. Azonia is going to keep Closer alive for now, but could easily be re-attacked. But no, it's going to be Rumble dying even before that point. It's a beautiful fight. 100 Thieves engage it. They get a 4 for nothing as Abadaga knocks down Jenkins, and Viego can just watch his ruined kingdom fall again around him. Baron ready to be taken.
Yeah, they're going to be onto the Baron, and Vayne will make short work of this. The re-engage from Closer there. 4 men caught in the ulti. The peel from Abadaga as well as his Zhonya ends. He kicks the one person who could have killed him over the wall. Jensen's going to go maybe for some sort of a hero play, but it's 1 in a million at this point. He will have to slink away as 100 Thieves grab the Red Bull Baron. And they are in full control, playing so well. We can watch this one more time. Again, good positioning on the flank here on the top side from Someday as well as Closer. Tactical going the only way he could. Hui starts it up. And as they kite back here, TL naturally groups. And then Closer sees his moment. It's 4-member stack, flash, E and a ult immediately. Hit them all with the ulti here. And then watch Abadaga. It's the stun into the wall with the condemn, and then as the Zhonya's is ending there from Closer, he just kicks him over the wall, so denies the shutdown going over there to Santorin. Abadaga playing really well here with Closer, the mid-jungle duo, and this one, you know it's all about the jungle. You've got to protect the Diana. That is 1,000 gold shutdown you don't want to give over, but I mean, now they got Baron, they got Soul Point, they are 10,000 gold ahead. And this one is just absolute domination here.
So beautiful to see as well, because Closer was not having, I think, his best year in spring.
Yep.
Like, he was so good. Part of that Golden Guardians run in 2020, the most roster came over to 100 Thieves, and he was not the same player throughout the spring split. But games like this, like these are the games I remember him for in the previous year. Yeah, not every single one went 10-1, but he was so big, and he's doing it again now. Abadaga is forced to run away. Like, Jensen is the one strong member. You know, he's got 2 completed items. You know, the shield blow in the Rune King, that's not bad. He's 3-1, but I mean, also everyone on the opposing team is so fed. Like, even though he's doing well, everyone else is bigger.
And the biggest problem is, despite the fact that he would definitely win against the Soul Laners in an extended 1v1, they don't have to take it, right? They're not going to opt into that. They're just going to back up because they know everywhere else is winning. Jensen's the only strong member on the map, so whoever's matching Jensen, just don't fight Jensen. And guess what? The 4v4 is unwinnable for TL.
The way 100 Thieves lose is someone taking an ego fight. Because like, oh, we're ahead, we're winning. What? Viego's so overpowered. It's like, just chill. Just like put your ego in check, chill out, let your team win, and just be okay. And Abadaga doing that, right, knocks on the minions, stays out of range of Jensen's engaged tools, and good to go. Collect your paycheck, collect your win.
I mean, surprise, surprise, the game isn't about the 2-3-1 Lee Sin. So you can just sit there, you can push in the minions, you can say, thank you, Closer, yes, Closer.
Yes, Closer.
Would you like the blue buff, Closer? I'll leash that for you. Yes, sir, right away.
Absolutely. That said, some games have been about that 2-3-1 Lee Sin. We've been there.
They like to think it is, but it's really not.
Yeah. Oh, well. Someday, slowly pushing to the top side, Jenkins can try to wave clear, but you can see the cannon minion just whittling down that inhibitor turret. Someday doesn't even walk into auto attack range, just dances around, tries to keep Akali threatened. And okay, it's time for the big play, right? Jenkins tries, he pops the first shield, but R2 is down, so Someday ults and walks away. And now he wants a bit more, finds the clap back, but Equalizer might set it up. Oh, that is a Zhonya's Hourglass, and the aggressive play comes in to bite 100 Thieves in the back.
Yeah, they could have just backed off. You know, you still have push on the other sides. Are you going to go in?
Yes, they are. CoreJJ puts the ulti down as Zhonya's. He's going to keep Closer safe, but Lee Sin is there. Tactical jumps back to safety. Here comes Closer in for one. Low health bars, though. Can he get the chase down? He cannot. The lockdown is too good. 100 Thieves keep the Diana alive. Mr. President is still there. The Lunari will rise again. Abadaga still on the front. They're going to find Jenkins yet again, still ultiless. A big triple stun from Hui. That means Jenkins is down. CoreJJ is next. FBI shuts him up, and another couple of shots go in towards Tactical's face. One man left alive. I have seen this play. It's not the Vayne, it's everybody else who's diving the turrets. FBI is the one man who does not sin, as the rest of the squad will have to give up the chase despite 4 deaths. They're not enough alive to close the game out.
Abadaga just wanted to get to do one fun thing this game.
He got to solo kill Akali.
That's true. That was too long ago, Freak. That was like 25 minutes ago. He's looking to have some fun here on the extra dive. In they go. Closer with the nice timing on the Zhonya's here. And then Abadaga pushing Tactical back, but it is Hui clapping multiple members together. And the difficulty is, even though you push Closer out, Vayne is still just really strong at this point in the game, and Akali does not have ulti, because they went for the play on the top side. So Jenkins did not have the ultimate to actually be able to execute FBI, or maybe this is that different fight. But there again, Hui finding the engage. They kill off CoreJJ, and then Abadaga He's feeling himself. He
landed the
decides
Q.
to go for it. Flashes in even, gives over the shutdown, but not going to matter too much. They're still enormously ahead, 13,000 plus gold lead. Ocean Soul here available in 45, so you don't even have to press too heavily if you don't want to. More defensive-ish items coming through. The Bloodthirster now for Vayne. Again, I like this style. You are so far ahead as far as the gold lead goes. You just need to make sure that you're not instantly dying. And whatever stats you got, those are going to carry you through. You're just so rich.
My fantasy points are thanking how Thieves is playing this game out, though, right?
I
Dragging
have
a little bit
Closer
longer.
on my fantasy.
I'm 100 points down coming into the day, and I was like, please a bloodbath, please a bloodbath. And I've got Huhi
Play for Elder, slow it down.
The problem is, Abadaga is one of my 100 Thieves players, not like Closer or Someday or FBI. So,
Hate to see it happen.
You know, Huhi is there, he's doing well. So we have that one in common at least, and we're going to have the Ocean fight coming in pretty soon. Here comes the first dunk on in. Core JJ stunned, but he's very tanky. Yes, Lee Sin on the flank. Diana comes in, finds the first kill. Here comes Lee. Goodbye Tactical to stay alive, but doesn't even matter. It's already 2 kills picked up. It's just not going to be enough. Tactical finds a single kill, and they might not find another. Trying his very best, and it's not going to happen. FBI finalizes the 4th kill. Tactical left alone. Here comes Someday. Tactical's not going to have anywhere else to go. Lee Sin gets to follow the queue, and it's Someday who finds the kill. The Bud Light Ace finally for 100 Thieves. 26 kills in 30 minutes. We got ourselves a bloodbath, and we got ourselves a dominant team. 100 Thieves temporarily tie for the most wins in the LCS, awaiting TSM in 20 minutes. But they have been looking good. 7-2 so far in these 3 weeks. What a win over Team Liquid.
What a fun game to watch here. So many individual outplays. Both teams playing with the utmost confidence here, scrapping it out. We saw it from level 1. We saw back and forth solo kills on the top side. These teams were going at it. And this game was so much, I felt, about individual mechanical outplays, about the slight differences in some of these fights, in some of these scraps that then became a landslide game for 100 Thieves, as they were the ones that were getting those outplays in the fights. They were the ones that were coming out on top, better coordinated and better executed in a lot of these fights. And at a certain point, it just no longer mattered if TL had the good play because they were just too far down.
Yep. Closer was a Smurf this game, by the way. Yes, outstanding performance on the Diana. Anytime, like the players their headsets off, I will be happily to cheer those players on. That was such a fun game. I want 100,000 of those. I want an entire season of games like this. Really, really good games. Really, really highly skilled play. Bangers the whole way through. We got scraps in every lane. It was outstanding.
I loved it. That was a really, really fun game here. Honestly, like there have been some messy games in LCS, but there have been so many fun games. I feel like this split, like so many crazy endings with base races and ridiculous scenarios and these crazy team fights to actually finish things out. I've been having so much fun being back in the studio. I feel like the players are re-energized here. You can see Closer getting ready behind us. So we're going to get an interview with him. Surprise, surprise.
Wise choice.
He's probably going to be player of the game.
Yeah. So I know production asks us, I actually heard Kobe and Flowers do this yesterday as well, where they're like, we get asked like between the calls, like, hey, who's your player of the game? But it's like sometimes you just say it out loud and like, hey, by the way, it's Closer. Player of the game, Closer. Anyone debating here in this one? No? Okay, good. Yeah, this is very obvious. I mean, absolutely huge. Like really, really beautiful plays from him. And I mean, Zone using an Akali ult, like that is only intuition. Like it is not humanly possible to react to Akali ult from 30 units away. You would just die if you didn't guess he was going to press the button and hit Zhonya's on time. Yeah. So like he won rock paper scissors in like way higher stakes than that game looks like normally.
And I mean we saw so many cool individual outplays, right? Even on the TL side they had some really good ones. Jenkins I think using the Shroud to actually cancel the Lee Sin kick on the top side to get that 1v1 kill against Abadaga. Even Tactical reactively flashing to Huhi's flash clap coming in. If you were split second late, he instantly dies there.
That got predictive too, by the way.
Yeah, there was some really incredible plays here, but it was all about Closer at the end. He reigned supreme. This man was crushing it.
He was crushing it, and now we're going to head over to the stage for our Verizon post-game interview with Latigris and our player of the game, Closer.
Thank you, Freak. So, Closer, why is your Diana so good?
I think it was a really good Diana game, and I kind of popped out on some team fights, and after some point, like, I was pretty fast and unstoppable, so it was a good game, yeah.
Yeah, super fun to watch for anybody that was also checking in the Pro View, tracking you the entire time. And at moments we're thinking, okay, what about the Viego on the other side? What about the Akali? How much were you focused on making sure that they couldn't get into any funny business?
I knew that if I'm getting strong enough, like I can 1v5 the fights because they didn't really have a CC to stop me. And once I got like a triple kill on bot lane, I knew that game's over.
Yeah, it felt like it was over in just the moments you went in with the Moonfall sometimes. How much have you been practicing Diana, especially considering her surge in popularity?
I mean, to be honest, I really want to play this pick. I was practicing it for a long time, but this game was the right game, I guess. Since they've been banning our like Karma, Lulu, Zinzal like every game, I felt like this was a Diana game. And I feel like people started to forget me, so I want to say I'm still here.
Very memorable. Is it a surprise to you that you got player of the game today?
No, not at all.
Not to the audience either. We will get a chance to continue breaking down this game on the other side of the break, so make sure you stay tuned for the State Farm Analyst Desk.
Lion! Ah, yes, the king of the jungle. Time for a Red Bull.
Red Bull? Still, you'll never be faster than a lion.
I don't have to be quicker than the lion, just faster than you.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to the LCS, where we just saw 100 Thieves take down Team Liquid. That game was an absolute blast, start to finish, in so many different ways. So we are going to start in Champion Select because both teams coming to the table with some interesting stuff. But most notably from 100 Thieves side, you got both the Diana in the jungle for closer. You got the Vayne down there in the bot lane. Mark, you told me that 100 Thieves does not like to play scrappy, go get 'em bot lanes. You said they will shy away from that. They're just going to long range poke the turret.
It's a trend. Not that they can't. I mean, we know that who he set is incredible. So the flex down there was nice to see. And the Vayne is something that I'm usually kind of critical of. But in this instance where it's literally 4 melee versus 4 melee, not a ton of lockdown CC on the side of Team Liquid, that's a playground for Vayne to just tumble around these assassins who are trying to lock her down while she goes in and out of invisibility and has the ability to pick her moment. So I actually really like this draft.
Yeah, and also the Vayne allows you to scrap bot lane, right? Because Vayne is particularly good into Ezreal because Ezreal's skill shot based. And they can just tumble around and condemn and do all these things.
Hard to hit someone you can't see.
Exactly, you know, and I think that's part of the reason they were able to win bot even with the fasting Vayne and carry set that we saw. So yeah, it could have had problems after lane, you know, if things didn't go well, but they did, so it didn't.
Well, and then you heard the casters talking about that game ending 26 kills in one camp, like 11 or so in the other. Very high kill game, and those kills started from minute 1. Pre 5 minutes, there was a kill in every single lane. We had the scrapping in the bot lane. That's where it all started. Quickly to the mid lane, and then cascading towards the top.
Yeah, this was a really fun game to watch. It was one of those ones where like you start building analytical points and like halfway in the game you're like, scrap it.
Just give me a highlight reel.
Yeah, this thing was...
Just give me a highlight reel.
These flash predictions were so sick. You heard the casters talking about it, but a little bit just too weak in the early game for...
Except for this. This was unfortunate.
You know, it comes for us all, the 60 ping. So
Yeah, that's what it is.
he got behind me somehow.
Right,
What?
Yeah, and you know, this is a game where 100 Thieves, they pretty much were ready to fight in every single lane, right? You pick the Renekton to support the Diana so that anytime she comes to lane, if Viego's too far pushed up, that's a free kill. We saw a lot of scrapping top with Abadaga and Jenkins. Obviously, in this clip, you know, Abadaga got the better of him, but then Jenkins had a pretty insane outplay with the Shroud versus the Lee Sin ultimate there. So this is a game where I think 100 Thieves wanted to be hyper aggressive. You want to create basically a moving wall for Vayne later in the game, and it worked brilliantly.
I was disappointed that Abadaga dodged out on the Jensen matchup. He was scared. He saw He moved. He ran to the top lane to go against Jenkins.
Yeah, we did all that talking about how this matchup might determine who is the king of the mid lane here in Summer Split. And now we'll have to wait till the rematch, I guess, to figure that one out for certain. But as the rest of this plays out, again, all this happening before 15 minutes just shows you how high action a game this was. And while it was 100 Thieves slowly building advantages, we heard Closer say in the interview, for him, it really came off the back end of 2 kind of team fighty skirmishes where they were able to catapult ahead.
Yeah, and then they catapulted even further. You can see in this clip, this is a 100 Thieves perspective where it looks like basically they're seeing what the viewers are seeing, which is everything, right? And, you know, Core, he goes to try to ward off the jungle, tries to secure some vision. They immediately jump on him. And at this point, you know, at some point, I think Closer had like a 50 CS lead on Santorin. Santorin just couldn't even enter his jungle at all, right? And this is what we've been seeing from 100 Thieves. Not only do they have the good early game, not only do they have a flexibility, but what they also have is the ability to choke out the opponent once they have a lead, which is why this team is looking like the strongest in the league right now.
Yeah, that is a masterclass right there in how to take a lead and extend it even further by completely choking out the opposing team in both their vision and their camps, the gold and XP at their disposal. And so while the whole team kind of accelerated from that point, Mark, it became the Closer show.
It was the Closer show. Let's be real. You know, we talked this early game getting all scrappy, but then someone suddenly ended up with double-digit kills, and it was Closer in the jungle showing a mastery on the champion. Sounds like he's been practicing it for a while. He's not one of these late adopters to it. It's been bubbling under the surface for a little bit now in competitive play, and he finally got to show it off on stage today. It looked incredible, and he was so fed. He, on 3rd item, could pick up Death Cap. From the jungle position, usually you're going a little bit more efficient, in air quotes, of a item like a Void Staff to get through some defenses. He could just go the Death Cap. He was so goddamn fed.
Yeah, and normally as Diana, you're looking for him to, you know, Q, then ult in, E, clump everyone together, and then your team finishes him off. Closer's like, no, I'm so fat, I'm just gonna kill them myself and go in. So I love this look from Closer, and you know, we've seen a lot of Xin and Rumble from him over the course of the split. I think on the Xin pick in particular, we've seen that 100 Thieves is investing in him as a carry, and he's justified that.
Is 100 Thieves the best team in the LCS in Summer Split?
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Boom. Decidedly so.
Toss to break. No.
Get us out of here.
You heard it. You heard it from the man himself.
No, we can talk about why.
You know what?
Why,
I mean, if you want to tell me, I don't know. Mark was like, he was dangling a little carrot in front of us. It was a joke. Tune in next week to find out why 100 Thieves is the best team in the LCS. For now, we got to head to a break. When we come back, we're breaking down TSM and Cloud9. We'll see you here in just a bit.
We were ready to talk.
I'm sorry. That's on him.
Killed the segment.
You did it. It was your choice.
Change of range.